Nothing else, no fluff. I'll put it in the chat box.
It's literally the blocking and tackling, guys. And we talked about this, right? Is that success isn't necessarily sexy. It is consistent. It is doing the right things every single day, over and over and over. You get distracted sometimes because these bright, shiny objects come, but literally we know what works, right? Like, come back to the plan, do it over and over. And then when you track and measure your numbers with Robert and their group, all of a sudden you start to see what's working better, what's working worse, and then you can guide your plan and become more efficient every single month, every single year. So Robert, thank you so much for all that you do with our group. And we're going to dig into this online offers platform, what this looks like, and stuff here with Eyeless today as well. So beautiful win to start off with. Guys, throw some cameras and stuff on. Who has the second win for today that they want to share?
I'll go, Larry. Just good to be back with everybody. It's been about a month or so since I've been on the call. I won't be on the whole call today. I have some issues to handle in the office back here, which I'm going to be getting to, but just good to see everybody again and be able to connect. So I've been missing it. So
yeah, so we missed you, brother. You add a lot of value to this group, and thank you for the masterminds and all of the calls that you do to help this group and stuff continue to grow in your leadership. So we appreciate you as well. Beautiful. Oh, and Jeff Russell wants to jump in here. Talk to me, Jeff Russell. Maybe. Now, you're on mute, Jeff Russell, so we can't hear.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. I'm mobile today. I already talked about it on my call, but I thought it'd be good for everybody to hear. Kyle Whistle, we went to an event yesterday, follow-up boss showing time event. Kyle Whistle was up on stage, and I got a couple nuggets, and one of them was, and I knew this one already, but you need to forward pace your clients, especially your sellers, and like as it relates to a price improvement or adjustment, never a reduction. You take the listing 5 showings weekly, then you're overpriced, and we're going to need to adjust the price, and we're going to need to do it hard and in the first 7 days. So my win is that I've been doing that for some time now, and I have a listing that in Beverly Hills, 4.5 million, just got it reduced last night to 3.9, a $600,000 price improvement. So that's my win.
That is a huge win. And guys, like, this is such a critical point, right? Is this market is shifting, right? So like, I want us to be like people, like nothing's going to, like the momentum that we have. And if this market, or when this market starts to shift, like this group will grow tenfold in production, in agent count, etc. We have been building this plan for 7 years. And we had a short break with COVID, a 3-year moratorium that kind of threw us off course, right? There was all kinds of things, but we knew what was coming down the future. So we just kept piling up the assets because we could see where this was going, right? So this market, the NAR changes, the interest rates, like this should, excuse my language, this should fucking excite you. Like, this will make so many of your, I use the word competitors very loosely, get out of the business because they have no idea what the hell they're doing, no idea how to add value to their clients. And this is where you soar to the top. This is your time to have as big of a bucket as possible, do the right things every single day, and capture as much market share as possible. That is what this is about here. Kristen, talk to me. What's going on over there?
Well, this will be, it's not a full-on win, but it's kind of my win. So, and I know it's number 4, but it speaks to Joe. And thank you, Joe, and iList. And, I've been paying for iList for months now and never really got oriented to how it works. And so I've spent the last, I don't know, 2.5 weeks really diving into how iList works, talking to people from Zoodealio, talking to people from Zoomcasa, talking to Joe. Thank you for your time, Joe. And really learning how it works and how I can present my spiel and how it can help my clients and I don't have a deal yet, but I'm working it. And I know something's gonna happen soon, and I'm just grateful. So thank you guys. Now I feel like I have a platform that I totally can use to go get it. So thank you.
Nice, absolutely. And James Brown just said that he got an expired listing using the ILS platform and stuff like that, right? And so that's what this is about. This mastermind is about sharing things that are working, right? And these have been tested and stuff on all of this. One last thing, because I got off on a tangent and forgot what my point was on Jeff Russell's last point, was you guys don't control this market, right? Like, you guys don't, this market is not good. This market is not bad. This market just is. Your job is to communicate with your client. And what tends to happen when the market starts shifting, there's more inventory coming on. You don't like to call your clients and say, I think we need to do a price reduction, right? And that's how your voice sounds. It sounds weak and frail and not confident, like you're going to sell their damn house. So that's the first part. But two, you don't want to call them because you're relating this to bad news. This is just news, and you don't control this. You are translating information, as Jeff said. Hey, Joe, look, I just wanted to let you know, right, that we only had 2 people view our house this week. We had 4 more houses come on that are priced under the market value. That I talked to the agent, they're actually having 15, 20 people come through their house. That tells me that they're getting more opportunities. Now, I don't want to be trailing the market. I want you to get ahead of the market, because if more and more homes tend to come on, then we might even have to go lower. I wanted to get you this information. With this information, do you think that we're priced right? Or do you think that we should reduce the price on your home to get ahead of this? What would you like to do? And then you shut up and you let them talk. If they want to stay at that price, look, I am going to get, this is what my plan is this week. I'm doing 2 open houses. I'm marketing to Zenlist so I can get this out to 98,000 people across. This is what I'm doing this week. And then I'll come back to you with a report next week. And that's it. You're just reporting the news, the facts every single week. You give options, they make choices. And if they say, well, you haven't sold my home. No, I gave you recommendations that you did not take to put it in your house in a position to sell. Are you ready to get your home in that position? Right? Like, take the feelings and emotions out of this. Joe, what you got, brother?
You mean Jeff?
Oh, yes, so that's what I meant. Yes, but you guys can't, like, your pictures,
that's okay.
your pictures are stacked there.
All I was going to say is I was going to add to what you're saying, Larry. I have another price improvement on another property. Like I said, the market's changing. Obviously, I've got 2 price improvements in the same day. But try a bomb video, right? Yesterday, I was in the car. Kelly's driving. I was looking on MLS at all the stats. I just got on a bomb video and said, hey, Sarah and Mark, Jeff Russell, hey, I just wanted to let you know, whatever. I let them I did a market analysis. I said, here's what we're listed at now. Here's what I think. The choice is yours. I'm here to navigate. You control the destination. He emailed me back this morning and said, I'm good with it. Let's do it. Right. So, if you can't do it in person, do it in a bomb, but don't leave a message or a text message. Please don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Video is huge. But let me ask you this. Do any of you there was one word that just blew my mind right there. Do you guys realize what Jeff Russell just said? What are you shaking your head to, Angela? I know you got construction, so you can unmute or write it in the chat.
Well, basically what he said is that the seller is in control of what's going to end up happening.
So yes, that is not the one word I was looking for.
Okay.
Because all of us, how many of you guys have ever gotten a goddamn price improvement? No, we get, like, every person, myself included, has always been like, we need a price reduction. Look at the difference in mindset, a price improvement versus a price reduction. Because that's what you need. You need a price improvement to drive that. Like, just that one word changed the entire game for me, right? And so if you guys take one thing away, do not ask for a price reduction. that is a negative connotation, and your clients are going to emulate that. Like, talk about a price improvement. So thank you for that aha moment there, Jeff Russell. Like all of that old ass wisdom coming through, like coming in clutch. I love it.
Thanks, Larry.
All right, guys. All right. Yes. And here's what I would say, Johannes, right? Like, even price adjustment, like, doesn't sound as sexy as me to me as a price improvement, right? Improvement is like a benefit, is something like that. These are options, just as we do to our clients. We give options, you make choices. You figure out what you're comfortable with, right? And then you move forward with it. And that's really all that we can do. So that was a big aha moment for me. But take and you guys have to figure out what your business plan looks like, right? When you're asking for a change in price or something like that, what verbiage are you going to say? Because scripting will be key in this future. So thank you guys for all of those wins, man. Like, some huge nuggets just in our wins here today. But guys, I am so thrilled. Joe Peterson is a longtime friend, competitor. After about 4 years, now he's colleagues, right? He's part of our family. Like, now his agents have all of these listings they didn't have before. But hey, it's cool that you held out for that long, right? It was like, you playing hard to get. It's cool, I get it. But Joe Peterson, how are you doing today, my friend?
Man, I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me on. Larry is right. And if I hate saying this in front of him, because you know how Larry's head's going to get here, but I do wish we would have done this earlier. I do wish we would have made this choice. And not for me selfishly, but like for our agents, for our groups. Like, Larry, you can interview any one of our agents on our team right now. Every single one of them has more listings than they've ever had when I was the one driving the ship by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's end all be all right there.
Cool. Yeah, and this is the beautiful part, right? Like, your agents are not alone, right? Like, so many of you guys on this call and stuff, the same type thing, right? And we are just on the start of this. As this market continues to shift, more and more opportunities are going to come up. But this is the point of today, guys, right? It's not talking about the REO and the default. It's to talk about how do we drive more listings to you. And this is where I think the iList platform, this online offers platform, literally does something that no other agent in your marketplace is doing. And that gives you a competitive advantage. When you show up and you have offers on the table, and then you have ways to list their home traditionally, and you have this online offers platform and stuff here. So Joe, like, this guy has done, man, so many years. He's had 500 plus transactions, right? He had a 50-person brokerage. He has been in your shoes no matter where you're at in that cycle, from a solo agent to building a team to building a brokerage. Now he is part of our family and stuff, and we are continuing to grow here as well. But Joe, for so many people, I mean, obviously there's a lot of testimonials of people that are already using iList and stuff right now. But if you wouldn't mind, to get us started, talk about like where iList was created and where we are at today with like some of the highlights, right? I don't want to get into details because I know that like, you will geek out on this. I want really high overview, like basic bullet points of what agents should know about iList so they can figure out if this is a good fit for their business plan or not.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because where we started is an important topic here. We launched this platform because, like Larry mentioned, my background is in hedge fund, REO, default, kind of the corporate real estate world. And in that world, we learned the power of a systematic approach, automations, tools, and technology that most traditional agents don't have access to. So when the market started shifting, which is what we're going to talk about here in a little bit, is when the market started shifting, we said, what if we could take everything that we've done in the REO default hedge fund space? What if we could bring it to the traditional market? How could we turn the everyday consumer into a driving factor of our business? And so we launched the first version of our software. Worked really, really well. And in fact, we started getting calls from other agents in different parts of the countries, or we would have a seller relocate to different states. And these agents would call us going, hey, we're relisting a house for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. and they keep telling me to use iList. And I'm like, how did you hear about us? And so we realized at that time we were on to something. If it's working for us, other agents might find benefit in employing the same strategy here. So we have grown, and here's where we are now. We are a software platform for agents that has one core common goal. We give you the tools and technology to focus on sellers, from the seller experience to listing strategies to offers, you name it. We want you to have the best experience to automate and grow your listing business. And the reason I highlight that one point over and over and over is most of the tools we have access to as agents, like just think of what our CRM you might be using right now. That's primarily built for buyers. But Angela, just because I see your name first, if I were to ask you, would you rather work with buyers or sellers? What's the answer going to be, right? Sellers, listings all day long.
100%. 100%.
Then we have to have tools and technology that match the audience we want to go with. That's what we bring into your world now. Something Larry mentioned, and I kind of just alluded to, in a changing market, there is massive opportunity growth potential, right? You can't be one of those agents where it's just like the market's changing, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, right? Action is the key to everything. And utilizing a change of market to fit your circumstances is how agents are going to adapt and grow. And this market is no different than what it was, 2010-ish. We see a lot of the same stats, analytics out there. And so we're seeing a lot of opportunities start coming up to the surface. So here's what we do at iList now, high level. Larry asked for I'll give you 4 bullet points. We start with a seller experience. In your world, we want the seller to have instant access to multiple values, instant offers, and listing strategies at the click of a button. That's what sellers expect. That's what you need to be able to deliver. Now, our cash offers, I like to say we're one of the best cash offer platforms in real estate because we actually connect you to the largest buyers in the nation, from institutional hedge funds to Zoodealio to Zoom Casa to Easy Street, you name it. At the click of a button, you can generate multiple offers for every seller, every lead, every client that you're working with. And then third, we actually have the additional listing options like our instant offer platform, our bidding, right? Like we have different strategies that fit different audience types, and it's all built for you in your world. And then last but not least, we have some pretty amazing marketing tools built to layer directly into your CRM, because I don't care how awesome the tools are that you have access to. If you're not putting them in front of your consumers, nothing matters, right? So we bring in those 4 things directly into your world.
Now that we've told them about those 4 things, I just want to focus on those 4 things right now. Stay with me,
Okay.
Stay with me. Those 4 things only. Can we show them what that looks like? Can you share your screen and actually show them, right? Because all of this sounds great, but what the hell is he talking about, right? Like, what are you talking about? We're going to do this and this and this. So stay on those 4 topics only. 4 points. Right. Those 4 things topics. That let's show them what that looks like.
Yeah, Larry's saying that because he knows, man, I will dive in and go down a rabbit trail. And Chris and James, I know on the call, y'all these things. Here are the 4 things we just talked about, right? I'm going to go to a sample website. This is built into your world, okay? But when I talk about seller experience, this is what I'm referring to. I'm just going to go to a property here in Dallas. And now, I'm pretending I'm a home seller, okay? As a home seller, I simply typed in my address. I'm not having to give you my name, my credentials. I'm not having to give you all my personal information. The second I type in my information, and I apologize, Zoom slows everything down on my side. The second I type in all of my information, look at what you're giving a home seller right now. There's their house. Angela, because I see your face. You are the center of the show. Angela, this is your information. We give the seller the best values in real estate that are designed for engagement. Engagement leads to conversion. It leads to conversations. The next thing, instant cash offers built in your world, ready to roll. You can click a button and you can have 4 to 5 instant offers from the largest buyers in the nation sent directly to you, not to your seller. You, the agent, are the star of our show, right? We want everything to go to you so it can come from you. And then last but not least, listing options. How are you going to remain competitive in your market, right? The more options you offer, the larger audience you appeal to, from our bidding platforms to different traditionals to FSBOs to instant cash offers. This is the experience that we want every seller to have access to at the click of a button, right? Now, I am going to highlight real quick. Let's talk cash offers for 1 second, Larry. We are seeing the cash offer world, and I'm just going to move a property through as we're talking. We are seeing the cash offer world look like a hockey stick right now, right? It is exploding in popularity. And Larry, I know you talk about this a bunch, but there's two things that are driving that outside of just the nature of real estate right now. We are extremely house rich and cash poor right now. When you look at the economy as a whole, everybody has equity, but everybody's credit cards are also maxed out. So you know what that makes an interesting conversation for? Cash offers, right? So here's what I want to show you. If you have a property that you want to get instant cash offers on, watch this. I click one button that says get cash offers. Notice everything is populated for you. Everything is populated. We have repairs that you can fill out or your seller can fill out. We have mortgage, equity, payoff, everything completely built in for you. Let me just put my selling goals in here. I'm not going to do photos. And watch this. If I wanted to get offers from Zudelia, Wise Guide, Zoom Casa, hedge funds, Easy Street, right? Watch how easy this is. I'm going to click request. And here in about 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, we are now going to have multiple offers on this one property this fast. Now, so it's not just about the seller experience up front. That's a huge part of it because we have to be competitive in this market. But also as an agent, you need the resources to actually get what your clients are wanting. Imagine if using some marketing channels that you could deliver FSBOs, canceled, expired, your sphere of influence, your database, multiple offers on their property immediately. This is what we bring to the table, right? You have to have the tools to actually give your database what they're wanting to see, what they're wanting to look at. So cash offers are a big part of it. Now, let's talk one more. Let's talk the, and this will be kind of item number 3 here, is going to be the listing strategies, right? We've got cash offers, we've got FSBOs, traditional, but let's talk bidding. Bidding's a really, really fun one, right? Bidding's one that I think is going to really grow in popularity now, thanks to a certain settlement that's out there. And so let's just say, Larry, you've got a property that you want to add as a bidding structure. Watch what you do. You come in here and set your bid terms. You can add a reserve, no reserve. You can have competitive or collective bids. You can set your time zone and you can literally hit go. In fact, I'm just going to launch this one really quick for us just so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to start this one yesterday and I'm going to end it. Let's end it today at 5. Ooh, I should do PM on that. All right, here we go. We're going to end it today at 5. And I'm going to set a adaptive premium, which we're going to talk about. And I'm going to hit go. I just made this property active for live offers on your side. So I'm going to click activate and just show you what it looks like. And now give this page a little reload. And check this out. We have 6 hours, 59 minutes, and 6 seconds where this property is now visible for buyers and buyer agents to start competing on this property for you real time. You don't lift a finger, offers come into your world. Once again, when you have strategies that you can bring to clients in a changing market, you're going to stand apart in a very, very crowded space. Now, I do want to highlight one thing. You saw me select adaptive commissions, right? Even if you're a user of iList currently, you might not know this feature exists because we roll out a lot of fun things and never tell anybody about them. But adaptive commission in conjunction with the NAR settlement that we're all dealing with right now, instead of you selecting commissions and or compensation and playing in that world, you now can turn adaptive on and allow the buying party to go in there and select their own commission. When they select it, it's added on top of the price for you. You can do that in bidding. You can do that traditional. You can do that in the buy owner world. So once again, as the market changes, opportunities present themselves. If you go to your clients and say, hey, yes, the market's changing in a lot of different directions out there, but don't worry, we use a systematic approach to this. Here's what we do. And you say it confidently, right? Like Larry was talking about, you're going to be viewed as the expert in that. You're going to have the confidence behind you. So these options, these listing tools that we have, from the experience to the offers to the different strategies, all in one place, all at the click of a button.
And
then Larry was mentioning. Go ahead. I was going to open up an offer portal. Go ahead.
I was just going to point out that, you know, think about if you're calling FSBOs, expireds, et cetera, there's a lot of competition. What's making you stand out amongst them, right? This is where some of the scripting that's been very successful for us in the past. Look, I know agents are begging to list your home. I don't want to be one of those. Like, I have people that want to make an offer on your home. Are you still accepting offers? And are you willing to, you know, compensate me if that offer met your needs? Great. Let me get some detail. Let me come out, get some details on your home, etc. And then I can present these to you. And then I can present these to you. But now, what if you came back and you said, look, here's the offers that we have in place. You know, I do list a lot of homes traditionally. Here's my options for that. Or I have this proprietary system, right? It's an offer bidding platform that's getting a lot of activity right now, driving as much exposure to your property as possible. And here's the thing, if it doesn't work, like, you don't have to work with me anymore after that, but it's something that's getting a lot more traction. Like, which one of these works best for you?
Yeah. And that is so powerful. It's like I use this line I stole from Larry all the time. Like, our goal is to give you options. You have to make the choice, right? And when you can actually physically give them options and show them what they do, and even say, what I love doing, especially with the instant offer world, is I go to sellers and say, hey, while you're thinking about listing or a strategy that you want to pick, because there's a lot of good ones for you, I'm going to go ahead and reach out to my national and local buyer network while you're thinking about it. Let's see what they have to say about your house. And now you're actually bringing them hopefully some good offers, if not a baseline of what you know you want to do better than, right? And it's all built in at the click of a button for you. Now, last thing, bullet point number 4, we're going to talk about marketing for 2 seconds here. We give you some amazing landing pages. I think we all here know what landing pages are, what you can do with them. But here's the one I'm going to highlight on. We now have a lot of CRM integrations. So I'm just going to pick KV Core for this call. We actually drop native emails directly into your KV Core account. And here's the fun part about these emails, right? Look how simple they are. Simplicity converts. These are built for you. For example, Larry, if this was yours, it's already mapped to your KV Core account and your iList account. So when they click this link right here, guess what they see? Their house in your world without clicking a single button. It's mapped out automatically for you. So imagine if you had your database in KV Core, right? And so once again, as the market's changing, we all might feel things slow down a little bit. Man, now more than ever, it's time to reach out to new leads in your database and do so in a smart way, right? Make sure you have the right call to action, the right results. So if you were to take this one email, put it in your KV Core CRM, send it out to 300, 400, 500 people today, Larry, I promise you'd probably have 30 to 40 sellers engaging and asking questions. This is the tools that we have built in for you now. It's no longer, hey, here's this technology, good luck, right? Hey, here's this technology and here's ways to put it in front of leads, your database, your sphere of influence. And then last thing I'm going to say.
And here's the other part is that this will actually, like, KV Core traditionally is like a buyer's website for people to go and search. This integrates directly with your guys' KV Core. So now that you have an entire seller side of the portal as well, which I think he is showing us.
Yeah, so you have the ability to transform your website, which we call that like a surface layer benefit. You want sellers to know you are experienced in that market, because if you don't show them, they're not going to know, right? And so we do everything from your main website down to your CRM. We load it with the best valuations, the best offers, the best options you create for your market in your business. Now, we just rolled out one new feature as well. Wouldn't it be nice, like Larry, and I know you've got experience in the instant cash offer world, and whenever you're formulating those offers or even talking about listing strategies for your seller, wouldn't it be nice if you kind of had an insight of a financial profile on that property? Like, wouldn't it be nice if you had that data? Watch this. If you click property data now, check it out. We have all of the physical attributes and all the financial information on that property: equity, mortgage payments, maturity date, everything. So every single visitor in your world, every single address entered in your world, you now have access to all of that information. And guess what? All of this just landed directly in your CRM as well.
This is what we bring cool. You guys see the benefits of that, right? Like, if you know how, now we might not be able to see some HELOCs or some things that are not public knowledge, but that gives you a hell of a baseline, right? Like, you know what they bought it for, you know how much roughly they owe, if they haven't taken any money out, used it as a piggy bank and stuff like that. That is pretty sexy.
Yeah, so it's just about the right data that you need at the right time so you can further engage. So for example, if I know Andy here is looking at his property out in California, I know that he clicked my QR code, right? He clicked it one time. Well, you know what I'm going to do? One, not only is the data here, but it's in my CRM. I'm going to reach out to Andy and say, hey, Andy, what did you think about that QR code scan? Hey, what did you think about it? You know, did you like your home value? Did you have any questions on those offers? You have real-time access to real-time visitors, what they're looking at, what they're clicking on, everything. So you combine that now with cash offers and listing options, you've got a powerhouse system.
So let me ask you this. So I am licensed in Arizona. I live in Houston, Texas. My database is big and all over the country. Like, if I send this out to my Houston database, are they only going to see my Arizona stuff, or is this like a national type database?
We are a national platform because you never know where your sellers are going to or where they're coming from, right? And for example, I also never want to be limited by an MLS system because, like, for example, I'm literally not in Virginia. I've never been in Virginia in my life. But if I've got a seller in Virginia that wants to come in and get cash offers, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to click a button and give them multiple cash offers. I don't have to be in Virginia to do that. Now, I might not be able to collect a commission. I might have to collect a referral, but you know what? I can deliver instant offers. And if it turns into a listing, I'm also going to turn that into a referral for another agent out there. And so just think, I mean, focusing locally on your market's always important. But when you have the right tools, it allows you to think a little bit bigger. Like, Larry, you're in Houston, right? Texas is a big state. Houston is what, the second largest market in Texas? So you've got DFW, Austin, San Antonio. Think of those markets that you could immediately plug into and probably bump your business by 20%. Right.
And here's what I will tell you guys, right, is like traditionally real estate agents have been hyper local, which is not good or bad. But how many of you guys have moved? How many of you guys live in different places from your family, friends, everybody that you grew up with? Why are you not marketing to those? Because here's the thing, if they're using somebody, what if you're the conduit and you're taking a 25, 35% referral fee, right? Imagine if you moved from California or use Angela, right? Like, that's in Washington and now has moved to Florida, right? And I know she's still licensed in Washington, but let's say she let that license go. Her average price point in Washington is a hell of a lot higher than in Florida, right? And so her referral fee might be more than a whole transaction, and she didn't even have to do it. She referred that business out, right? So look at the different opportunities. This is where ingenuity, as this market shifts and change, we have to shift with it. And you want to be the conduit for anybody, anywhere for real estate. And that's what something like this allows you to capture at the end of the day.
And I'm actually selling real estate in both states, by the way. I'm listing in both states and closing in both states.
Absolutely.
Nice. And somebody like you, Angela, this platform, I mean, in any platform, right? Whether you're using us or somebody else, use technology that is attractive to sellers and delivers what they're wanting, right? Now, prefer to use this one, but pick and choose. But like Angela, you, somebody that has access to 2 massive markets, your opportunity is huge compared to others. So it's about recognizing that and maximizing that. And I get asked this question a lot. It's like, okay, Joe, well, if I wanted to have get a listing or a cash offer opportunity or bidding opportunity today, what would you do? And my answer is always simple. I'd go out to the one audience that's plentiful and always reoccurring, for sale by owners. And Angela, what would it look like if you went to a buy owner in Florida and said, hey, I saw you were selling buy owner. Great choice. Hey, I've got some buyers looking for inventory in your area. Are you okay if I send your property out to them? I always like to ask before I do it. And Angela, of course, they're going to go, well, yeah, that sounds great. And you can go, awesome. I'll call you back this afternoon. So now you established a surface layer relationship. They know who you are. You have a conversation going with them. Angela, guess what you do? You come in here and in 30 seconds at a property, get multiple cash offers. Now, don't call them back in 1 minute. Literally wait a couple of hours because we want it to seem like you're doing a lot of work for them, right? Call them back and say, hey, Mr. Smith, hey, good news. Yeah, a couple of them really like your house. I've got 3 or 4 offers. When's a good time to have a conversation? Like, now you're having a conversation with a buy owner. You're not doing what every other agent in the market's doing, which is trying to convince them to work with you. You're bringing them items of value. When you bring items of value to any lead type out there, converting to a potential listing is going to be that much easier. Because Angela, if those offers don't work for them, then you can go, yeah, and I wish we could go a little bit higher because we're seeing great activity in your market. I bet we could get 25% more on the open market. And now they're going, what do you mean 25% more? Now you're having a conversation with them. So it's about, once again, anybody that tells me I don't have any leads and I need a deal by end of this week, I tell them the exact same thing. Either start with your database or go out to a easy audience, which I call buy owners, because nobody's going to say no to offers. And you actually have the ability. It's not smoke and mirrors, right? You created 3, 4, 5 offers that are legitimate, strong offers on these properties. I mean, we are doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these every single month. And we are seeing agents convert, have conversations, lead to, future opportunities with these sellers. We had one seller, just to give you a little insight here. I think he's actually up in the Philly area, but he got cash offers for a lead. It was actually an expired listing. He got them cash offers. Guess what? That guy happened to own 4 more other houses. So one transaction turned into a total of 5 for him because they were investment properties that he's looking at selling. And what better way to do it than bring them something of value? And so when you combine a experience built for sellers with options, i.e. traditional cash, bidding, buy owners, and you can put it in front of them, your engagement, your conversions, everything is going to skyrocket in this market.
Absolutely. Now, this is key, guys. And again, you heard a lot of testimonials prior to with agents that are having success. This is what I tell agents. If you're not going to use it, don't worry about it. It's a distraction. But if this adds value to what you're doing, if this applies to your business plan, it's a game changer to increase your activity. Now, if you're sitting there and you had a business plan and you haven't followed it from the start and you aren't doing anything right now, like this might be a great place to start. So Joe, what does something like this, because there's some other platforms that are like, hey, it's, $2,500 up front. It's this, it's that, right? Like we are in a challenging time of real estate, sales, prices, etc. Like what does something like this look like from a cost-effective approach for agents?
So, and I think Larry's got a link he can post out and share, but everything we do, we are very, very agent-centric. Everything I just talked about, showed you everything. We do free trials. Our team sets it up. Our team adds it to your website, right? We don't want you to do any of the heavy lifting. It'll probably take you about, 2 minutes to get started. Our team takes over and does the rest, and we're $99 a month. I will tell you this, we are hands down, and I say this with complete confidence, we are hands down the most powerful seller focused platform in real estate without
And
question.
here's what I will also tell. So I posted the link in there, right? Like, take a free 2-week trial, test it, break it, see if you're actually going to use it in those first couple of weeks, right? So that's would be my recommendation for everybody. But then two, for $99, this is one of the most impressive tools that should be in your tool belt. If you were to go out and just get Zoodilio, I think Zoodilio alone is $99 a month. So basically, you get everything that Zoodilio offers, and then everything else with this platform and building this out. So this is where it's kind of a no-brainer, especially if you want to provide offers and stuff to your clients. And now imagine if you had those QR codes and stuff like that on if you're doing mailing, if you're doing a digital marketing campaign, an email campaign, or anything like that. This allows you to scale and create a lot of opportunities really fast. And so the only reason we share this is because there's a lot of agents having a ton of success with this. I mean, Robert Weichelt alone takes 4 to 5 listings a week without ever going to an actual house, using, online offers platforms and stuff like that. So this is where we know this works because we see it working. You have to figure out if it's going to work for you. Beta, we have a question of how does the bidding process work on this platform?
Let me show you. Hey, Larry, if you want to talk about it, I can show them real fast here. So, Beta, you have a property, you set up bidding, you got to customize the strategy, right? Either reserves, no reserves, premium, start date, end dates. You can customize every property to fit that owner's needs. Really, really easy. You saw me do it on this one a second ago. Now, watch this. If somebody wants to make an offer on this property, now I left most of these details blank on this example, but I'm going to click make an offer. Are you an agent? Yes, I am. I actually already have an account, but a buyer agent registers with your system real fast. And check this out. They come in here and they submit a bid on this property. Now I'm just going to make some stuff up here. Larry White. Larry, let's just say you're an investor today and you want to offer $450 on this house. Okay. I don't even remember what we set the price at when we were doing this a while ago. We're going to go conventional. Larry, you're going to put 20% down. Earnest money, $10,000. Seller. Just going to answer some very quick questions for us. And most of these questions if you're familiar with offers, you're familiar with what these are. Now, here's the cool thing about what we do. Notice we talked about the adaptive premium. So if Larry wants to earn a 2% commission on this deal, Larry selects 2%, and look, it's automatically built into the offer, built on top of it, not out of it. That way the buyer can finance it in, et cetera, et cetera. If Larry wants to earn a 10% commission, well, there you go. It's built in right off the bat. Larry's pretty stingy, so he's probably going to go high. So we got fake offer notes. You can upload any documents, and watch this. Let me answer that. Now, as a buyer agent, Larry just made an offer on this property. Watch this. Larry has a custom dashboard. He can see that he's the high bidder. He can see his offer amount. He can see who his buyer is. He can look at any documents, view offers, or if he wants to revise his bid, Larry can come in here and say, I wanted to make it higher. He can click revise. Why? Because there's 6 hours, 39 minutes, and 11 seconds left. So now imagine if you have 15 or 20 buyers bidding on this property real time. And here's the best part about this. You, as an agent, did not even lift a finger, right? You don't have to manage bids. You don't have to go through that whole process. Watch this. We have one bid on this property. Sorry, let me open it up. I got too many tabs going here. You've got one bid on this property from Larry White. Here it is. I can look at it real time. So you have the ability to actually create bidding strategies.
Yeah, think about this for a lot of our REO agents and stuff, right? Like, so I'm putting my team back together in Arizona at this point in time, right? And you guys know that when you have that nice REO that's priced well, like homes still get multiple activities. Like, I plan on using this for my offer management portal so that I can see everything in one place in real time. I can say, okay, highest and best offer, right? And it goes out to everybody. You know, it has when we're stopping to accept offers on, right? So think about, like, this isn't just about offer generation, it's also management and different opportunities as well.
Yeah, we put to back that up, any listing I have, whether it's traditional, personal, family, friends, REO, every property that I have, I come in here and click add, whatever it might be. And I use this one dashboard and offer portal to manage every listing from my team. I can see everything at the click of a button, manage every offer at the click of a button. And hopefully I have new opportunities showing up in here daily automatically. So
there's a question, Joe, on the bidding platform. How does the extended time work, right? Some, you know, if you get an offer within the last 30 seconds, it extends it a minute, this and that. What's that look like?
Anytime you get an offer under the 2-minute range, it'll automatically add another 2 minutes and it keeps going. It's funny. We had literally last week, we had a user doing bidding on a property. And my gosh, Dave, what's his name here in Flower Mound, Larry? My mind just went blank.
David Cito?
No, he's in our group. I'm literally looking at his face right now.
David Russell.
If I wouldn't have tried to, yes. So he was doing bidding, right? And he literally messaged me. He's like, oh my gosh, we're above asking price. I can't stop the offers from coming in. What do we do? He had extended time on. And so literally people were waiting to the last minute and upping it again and again and again. So we went through and turned extended time feature off, and the bidding ended and he was able to get a deal locked in. But that's just a fun example where you can turn it off or on. It's completely up to you, but that's exactly what it does. Adds a couple more minutes, keeps it going, promoting competition.
Why would you want to turn it off?
Different. Hey, you know what? Who asked that?
That was me.
Oh,
why would you want to turn it off?
Some people are just ready for it to, like, once they hit a certain dollar amount, the seller's like, let's just do it. Let's do it. So you just completely optional at your point in time. So.
All right, guys. Well, hey, look, I hope you see the value in something like this, right? Like, I don't know about you. I pay for so much shit that I don't use that's not nearly as valuable as this particular platform, right? Because it's not dollar productive, right? It's just fluff and stuff. I think this has so many legs that you guys can use. I would love for you guys to take it for a test drive. I would love for you guys to have the same success that James is using, etc. As you heard with Kristen, right? It was months before she actually started to use it, but weird. As you start to use it, opportunities start to pop up, right? And that's just with anything, right? Like, how many of you guys have a gym membership and you haven't been in a year, right? Like, the gym membership doesn't work if you don't go to the gym, right? So there's patterns, and if you notice these patterns, now you can start to change them. But Joe has been a great friend, you know, a mentor to so many of us, and his system rocks, right? And so I just encourage you guys to use that and stuff like that.
Hey, Larry.
Yes.
I just want to say, as a user going on, gosh, I think 2 years now of iList, Kelly can back me on this too. The support, tech support at iList is freaking amazing. And like he just said, David called him about an auction that was going on and got it handled like that. I mean, it truly is one of the best tech supports I've had.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think Valerie, did you have your question answered? I thought you had made a comment and then I think it disappeared.
I'll just go to tech support with it. It's just if I have something in a rural area and I put in the address, it like grabs another address. It doesn't grab that correct address. And then I've tried to go in and modify it and I can't modify it.
Yeah, just go to tech. Yeah, you'll probably end up talking to Joe in tech support. That's against my consulting and coaching.
But you know the funny part? When Larry has a tech question, who does he ask for?
I do go straight to Joe. Like, so I tell him not to do it, and then I'm like, bro, I need help with this, right? Like, so yes, I agree. He just knows it better than everybody else, and he's so involved with the product. Like, he's developing, he's implementing, he's testing and stuff like that. And I think that's what makes him such a valuable CEO, is because he is so entrenched in it. Now, it does limit some scalability and stuff from a business perspective, but he does, like, it's his baby, right? Like, and he's grown this from scratch and stuff. So I think there's so many use cases for this and stuff, guys. And again, I mean, you know, when I look at Jared, like, Jared, how much easier would your life be, like, if you had all of your offers in one place in one time versus 1,000? I mean, you had 30-something properties in Washington, right? Like, even if you only got one offer on each of those, that becomes a mess in your email. And I don't know about you, I hate Gmail, and like, when you delete and then it goes away and then I can't find it and this and that, right? Like, think about something like this. How are we going to scale our REO business, our traditional business, et cetera? And I think tools like this are invaluable. Any other questions, comments, concerns, or anything, guys? We're running up to the top of the hour, and I do have a hard stop and stuff here as well.
Valerie, I just sent you my personal email and messaging, so just making sure you have it.
Yeah, I just wanted your contact info. I was going to reach out to you about a specific FSBO in mind. I was going to give this a try on and just see what happens.
Yeah, I'll put my email down here in chat for everybody. Make sure I got it in there right.
And then if you guys like that link will give you like a free 14-day, 2-week trial, right? And Joe's team will go through, help you guys get all of that set up, run through a demo and stuff like that as well. So again, use it. Like, they don't ask for your credit card up front. Like, you don't have to pay for anything. Try it, test it, right? Like, put one of your properties and stuff on there, see what it looks like. Put your own house in there, see what that offer process and stuff looks like. This is where you play with it. And I always suggest that you know what your clients are going through, right? Like, the first time I used an offer system, I actually listed my own house. I did not tell my wife that we were doing this. I would not advise that, but I needed to test it and see what was going on. And we priced it like way under market. And so, like, our house was blowing up and we were going out of town, and she's like, I was like, oh yeah, they're going to do an open house on Saturday while we're gone. And she's like, what are you talking about? She was like, we're not selling our house. I was like, well, it's always for sale, right? Like, there's a price I will sell my house for sure. Again, for marital relations, I would not suggest doing that. But again, test it. Make sure that you know what your clients are going through. All right, guys. Joe Peterson, love you to death, brother. Thank you so much for all that you're doing and building here. I think this is killer. Guys, test it, see if it works for you. If so, like, let's do more business. Lean into this changing market, right? Be excited about this. Be excited that you're going to capture so much market share. Like, we're going to force you to build a group, to build a team, etc., because you're not going to be able to handle the business yourself. Like, what does that future look like, right? Like, it should be fucking bright and shiny. Like, I don't care what the market is doing. Let's position, let's take advantage of it. Let's add massive value and be stronger than our competition out there. I love you guys. Go out there, kick ass this week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day, guys.